G'day Spurs fans, Paul the Hotspur hippie here, the only psychedelic sock show on the internet. It's a really pretty horrible day out there in Sydney. I've had a cheeky little bit of slumber after watching a very exciting game between Manchester United and Tottenham Hotspur at Old Trafford. Tough place to go to, a place where we haven't had too much luck in the past, apart from the odd shellacking we've given them under Jose. Went into the match, as has been the case for probably the last 10 games of this season. 5 first choice players out. Kulu out with a bug. No Maddison, no Sarr, no San, no Basuma. And this lurgy that Kulu had ran through the team. Apparently Doggy at least had it and a couple of other players had it. So, you know what, under those circumstances, I think the boys did bloody well, actually. And I saw Ange after the game, very proud of the performance, and I think we can all be proud of what happened today. I was initially disappointed that we got a draw, because I think we were the better team by quite a way. We were playing some really nice football. Manchester United just weren't. You can't see what they're about. It's very difficult to see what they're about. Playing in front of their new part owner, Little Lord Fauntleroy, with a weird haircut. I don't know what's going on there. You know, these rich people. Says me. But it was a good game. It was a good game. Manchester United took an early lead, very early lead, which I wasn't fazed by that. Plenty of time to get back in the game, and get back in the game we certainly did. The likes of Skip and Højbjerg did their best. You know, they did their best. It was great to see the team sheet. Romero and Van der Ven came back from injuries. And as the game progressed, they got hotter and hotter. Van der Ven wasn't quite full flow in the first half, but in the second half, there was a couple of times where you could see that burst of pace returning. Hopefully, he's trusting his hamstring. He's come good. Wonderful to see him back. It's funny, you know, for those last 10 games, it was like our defence was out, and now it's more up front and midfield that's out. But the squad did well. The team did well. It was half our B team, for want of a better expression. Last year, that team playing would nowhere near have come away with a result like that. Beautiful equaliser. I don't know, was it 20 minutes in, something like that? Pedro Porro, who was delivering crosses in on the money all night long, compared to Manchester United, who were Manchester United were pretty terrible at set pieces, both when they were taking them and on the receiving end of them, but we were much sharper. And a perfect header by Richarlison, got his head in exactly the right place, had to beat, 4 or 5 Manchester players all crowding around him. He did the job. And as we're seeing recently, Richarlison, when he's scoring a goal, he's happy instead of relieved. It's great to see. I thought overall, Richarlison had a fantastic game, actually. He was my man of the match, because not only was he good up front and harrying them like anything, he also was back defending when we needed him as well. Great performance by Richie. So we started dominating the game. Our tempo was good, but it could have been a little bit better in the first half. But in the second half, it really started becoming a lot more sharper. After we came back after half time, almost immediately. It was maybe a ball from Romero, something like that, out to Werner, who I thought had a great debut. Nice debut by Werner. Didn't know if he was going to shoot, what he was going to do. Bentancur comes running in, points to where he wants it. Werner delivers it. Bentancur takes the ball, skips to the side like a ballerina, and bangs it in the back of the net. It was a wonderfully taken goal. Absolute pure class by Bentancur. It's wonderful to see. And the game was more or less ours for the taking. Unfortunately, though, Manchester United, against the run of play, scored another goal. That's football, eh? That's football. But I still had the belief we could get something out of this game. Hopefully a win, but it wasn't to be. But we did. Hang on, I've got the goals on there, didn't I? Got the goal. Hang on, they were 2-1 up, weren't they? Yeah, they were 2-1 up in the first half. What a review this is. They were 2-1 up in the first half. So it's so forgettable. I'm just thinking about Tottenham Hotspur, by far the greatest football team in the world. But we dominated the rest of the game, really. I don't think Manchester United had a bit of a look in. And, you know, when you consider that Manchester United made, you know, I think they probably used their full quota of substitutions, bringing on players like Martinez. We just didn't have those options on the bench, as we've seen a few times this season. Ange put doubt into the foe's mind by using the old two goalkeeper tactic on the bench because we just don't have enough players. Hill came on the second half. You know, I don't know about that kid. Going through our players. Just anyway, the end result was 2-2. I think we, you know, all in all, maybe a fair result. It was a tough place to go, away from home, hostile crowd, and we dug one out. We didn't dig one out. We dominated. We could have got a winner. Manchester United had a chance late on, a fluffed header. But then, you know what, we had a great chance earlier in the game. Romero rifling a header, somehow didn't go in, banged and shook their goalposts to the very core, down at the centre of the earth. So it was a bit unlucky, that one. Not too much VAR shenanigans this game. Referee, I think, was a bit unfair to Bentancur, giving him a yellow card for kicking the ball away. I just don't like that about the modern game. I mean, it wasn't time waste or anything like that. It didn't stop the game, but you get a yellow card for it these days because that's football. Going through the squad, Vicario, not an awful lot he could do for the two goals. I think the first one he was a little bit unsighted, so he reacted a bit late, but it was a good finish by Rashford. Porro was fantastic all night. Rashford got his number a couple of times, but then as the game progressed, Porro just started dominating him, and his offensive play and corners and free kicks were great. They were really on the money. Well done, Porro. The centre backs, Romero, Van der Ven. Great to see them back, and it really made us look a lot more solid. Destiny Doggy, man, as usual. He times his robbing the opposing player of the ball to perfection time and time again. Just waits his time and then kind of just shoves him off it and just gets the ball. Fantastic game by Doggy. Højbjerg and Skip did about as well as they could do. You know, they did a job. And in fairness to them, when they did get the ball, there wasn't any backwards or sideways stuff on. Not much anyway. They were trying to progress the football. It was pleasing to see that, you know, our squad is playing a style of football now. Whether it's of the highest quality compared to our big first 11 or first 15 stars, you're obviously not going to get that, but it's in their head to play this way. So well done to Højbjerg and Skip for giving it a go and being part of a great game. Bentancur was pure class, immaculate. He got Gary Neville's man of the match. I think Richarlison just edged it for me. It could have been Porro, it could have been Udogie, you know. Timo Werner, good debut from him. Showed a bit of pace, didn't lose the ball much. Got an assist, had a couple of wild shots, but I'm all for that. On a debut. Have a go, mate. Have a go. So I think he's. I think if he carries on going, gets a bit more confidence in front of the net, I think that could work out really well for us. Really, really well. In the middle, Richarlison was imperious. He's such a hard worker. And he could see, I don't know, maybe Ange is right. After that operation, he just seems to be, you know, his touch is good. His determination is good. He seems happy playing in a Spurs shirt. Out on the right-hand side, Johnson. Look, I reckon Johnson is getting a bit too much flack. I'm still patient with him. He's new, he's young. You know, we've been a bit spoilt with a lot of our new signings just coming in and blazing it away. Sometimes new signings take a while to bed in. And I think that's just the case with Johnson. I'm still patient with him. We didn't get too much productivity out of him, but I'm not going to go too hard on him. I know he's going to come good. So, look, overall, 2-2. probably the main reason I was a little bit disappointed was, apart from the fact we could have won, it makes a title tilt much more difficult. Depending on the other results, we're 5 points off the top now, but loads of teams have games in hand. But look, we've gone to these hard venues. We've gone to Highbury and drew. We've gone to Old Trafford and drew. And despite Manchester United being up and down and wobbly and a bit crap this year, they've been winning at Old Trafford. So good result for Tottenham overall, 2-2. I'm very proud of them. Ange was very proud of them after the game, and I'm sure, you know, when they're on their way back to London, I'm sure maybe they'll be a little bit disappointed, but they can really hold their heads up high today. Tottenham Hotspur can. You could see they were putting it in for the badge. Ange was saying how, you know, these players wanted to come back. You could see they wanted to play and help the team out because we're up against it with the amount of players we've got out. And I can't really fault anyone. They all put in a decent shift. Van der Ven coming back, knackered himself out past the point of past the point of cramp to exhaustion. So before that we had Dragashin made a substitution. So I don't know if we went at 3 at the back. I couldn't quite make out what the formation was going on there. But Dragashin looked good. Didn't put a foot wrong. Nice little cameo for him. We did well. We've got to be happy with that. It bodes well for when our players coming back starting in a couple of weeks' time. Got a bit of a break now before the FA Cup, and we face Manchester City. And I think we can go into it feeling pretty confident. If we play that kind of style of football, the style of football that so many poo-pooed, you've got to have a plan B, all that rubbish. People are having to button it a bit more now. We've got Maddison coming back. We've still got Son, Basuma and Sarr out for representing their countries, and good luck to all of those players still. But I think with Maddison in the midfield, man, oh man, that was the thing that was missing today. That little bit of unpredictability, I guess, in midfield. That little bit of creativity. But Pierre and Skip, they did the best they could. But when we get Maddison back, man, oh man, I think Manchester City are going to be a bit worried. They've never scored at our new stadium. I think that's going to continue. The double's still on, tentatively. I'll have a look at the Dreamometer in my next video sometime. There's been a bit of movement on that, up and down, I think, on either side. But after my little sleep, I think my disappointment has given away to pretty happy, actually. Pretty happy. That's a tough venue for us, and good result for Tottenham. But more important, I think the performance was gutsy with a little bit of flair thrown in. Anyway, folks, tonight, till next time, peace and love, man. Peace and love, and come on, you Spurs.